Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm gonna pair you with Najnin. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Okay, so you guys
Hi,
can
Nasneen, how
start
are you?
now.
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, as always. So, do you want me to ask questions first?
Okay, that will be fine.
Which part do you prefer?
Uh, okay, you can ask me any part of question.
Okay. So, are you okay with part two, speaker session?
Mm, yeah, it's quite difficult for me, but I'll try my best.
Okay, that's the spirit. Okay. Uh, so, my question is a performance you recently watched. A performance you recently watched. What it was, when you watched it, who you were with, why you watched it, and how you felt about it.
Uh,
Uh,
fourth number question, please repeat.
why you watched it and how you felt about it. So your 1 minute for preparation time starts now.
Okay. Well, a performance is something like that that impress a persons and express one's personality, how they express themselves, and there are a manifold type of performance that I watch on social media and also TV. The most interesting to me that I want to inform you, that was a performance that I watched last a couple months ago in the TV program it's called Indian Idol. It's a very fascinating TV show that all over the world people are love to watch. It is a singing performance which is organized by the Indian TV shows, and there are very intelligent performance are performed in this show. They are from different countries and different type of fascinating singers also perform in the TV shows, and I love to watch. I love to watch their singing performance. One performer whose performance is mostly loving to me is her name is Rita, and her voice is just mind blowing. I watch his performance, and whenever I watch her performance, I
Okay, your time's
just
up. Thanks.
thank you.
Okay. So you can ask me any questions from part two or part three.
Which part do you like? Part 2 or part 3?
Any part, whatever you prefer.
Okay, I ask you from part 2. Describe a crowded place that you have visited. You should say where it is, when you visited this place, why you visited it, and explain how you felt about visiting this crowded place.
Okay, shall I start now?
Yeah, definitely.
Although I have visited a myriad of places in my whole life, today I'm going to talk about a specific place that I visited last month. The name of the place is Old Town, which is situated in Dhaka at the central point. The place is full with lots of people, especially local people. This is mainly because the place is popular for its traditional cuisine, such as like chicken biryani and beef biryani, which is very popular in our country. And to my surprise, these menus comes from this area, and most of the people visit this place to taste these foods. However, I went there with my friends. Actually, they were my school friends, and I didn't visit this place in my life ever before. And when I visited this place, it just blew my mind because there were hundreds of people in the shop, and this place has more than 50 or 60 shops, and all the places were full with people, and they were purchasing their foods and ordering their foods. And we visited a restaurant named Shubanga, and it is very popular in our country, especially for beef tehari. And somehow I found that the place was messy and the waiter was were busy. So that's why we couldn't order something. So we skipped that restaurant and ordered from the next restaurant, which is Beauty Restaurant. And this restaurant not only provides rice and chicken items, but also provides desserts and juices. So rather than waiting in a queue, we ordered from outside of the box, and we ordered 5 plates of chicken biryani, and we ate that biryani outside of the restaurant. And first of all, I think that this place was so messy, but when I found the people were purchasing biryani, and they were uh, like well behaved person. So I was surprised that time because I have heard rumor regarding this place that the people in this area are very rude to each other. So that time I felt actually good, and I was over the moon. So that was my like uh,
That's fine,
best place
Ryan.
to visit.
And your time is over. Sorry.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
Najnin forgot to set her timer.
okay,
Yeah, ma'am.
thank you.
Okay, good job.
Thank
And do
you.
you
So,
want to provide any feedback?
yeah, the only feedback that I want to say is when you said there were persons. So,
Yes, wrong.
what do you think we
Person is
should?
already plural.
Yeah, plural. Yeah. What? But what?
Only person. It should be only person.
Yes, but you were talking about more than one. So, what you should use instead of persons?
People.
I think
I
you
should
can
put
write.
people.
You can say people.
Yeah.
People
Yeah,
or any.
it's very unnatural to say persons, although that's correct because that's with S, but normally the plural of one person is people. You say
Yes,
people.
I was so busy to keep up the pace and make the proper fluency. So that's why I made some grammatical mistakes.
You did well. You
So,
did well. Always,
okay,
Ryan.
okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, who's next?
Next would be Masum and Imon Shariul. And then next to that pair would be Imon and another Imon and Nitish. And then next pair, Pal Limbo and Habib. And then we have the new one. I'll take care of that after. Okay, you guys, the next pair can, okay, the next pair can start now. That's Masum and Imon.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Masum. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing great. Thank you. What about you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, I can start. So, in which section would you like to answer first?
Part 3.
Part 3. Okay, hold on a second. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
At what age should children start learning a foreign language?
Well, actually, from my experience, I don't think any specific age by which children can start their foreign language. But I personally believe that they can start whenever they feel they need to start, because it is not mandatory to start. They will be they should they have to be start. But I think it is one kind of passion or fashion that can in future may take some roles for their future career development. Therefore, I think children, parents, or whenever they need to start their children to learn for language, then they can. There is no specific time.
Okay. So, do you think minority language will disappear?
Definitely, I think that minority language, I mean, the language who speak less number of people, even they are day by day these languages as it are disappeared. Even people feel less comfort, show less intention to speak. Therefore, if they therefore this sorts of language going to be disappeared day by day. So, from my personal point of view, I think if there is any until there is any initiatives to speak more people, then it will be demolished day by day.
So, what do you think? How can we preserve this kind of minor language?
Well, as I have said earlier, that there are many initiatives that can be taken by either by the government or their local people. For example, if this country, I mean, those languages are going to be disappeared day by day, if this country's government creates some working opportunities or employment for the for the third world countries people, so definitely hunger people, they will show lots of intention to go there to earn money or to shelter their family member. So if they go there, definitely they will have to learn this sorts of language. And I mean, by this way, both will be benefited. I mean, language will be get some new freshness, or some people they will utter their language. So another benefit will be, I mean, the poorer people will get their opportunities to earn money. Actually, by this way, both will be benefited if the government take these sorts of initiatives to revive this language.
Okay. So, which skill is more important, speaking or writing?
Well, definitely, I do believe that language diversification is most important, because there are some people those who can speak well, but they cannot diversify their language. They cannot show their emotion, or when they cannot change their the way how to speak. So I think if they speak just one way, as the audience will be monotonous. So therefore, if there is diversification with the language and the grammatical change, I think this is the way to speak. This is even as well as writing. So these are the, I think, criteria to show their expressions to the audience smoothly.
Okay, thank you. You're finished.
Okay, good. So should I ask some questions to you?
Yeah, right. You can ask me.
On which section?
You can ask me from first part.
Okay, thank you very much. And this is Masum speaking before you. Could you tell me your name?
Yeah, I'm Shariul Islam. You can call me Shariul.
Okay, Shariul, where are you from?
I'm from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Dhaka is the capital city of Bangladesh, and I lived in the central of city, at the place called Bosundhara Abashik area. It's a nice place to live.
Okay, great. Do you work or study?
Yeah, I'm a job holder. I have been working in a software company as a principal software engineer since 2013.
Okay. Do you want to live in a countryside?
Yeah, definitely. I love to live in a countryside because I grew up from countryside, and the people in village are more friendly, and the environment and fresh air, and there are lots of good friends who are living in countryside right now. So if I get a chance, I definitely would stay there.
Okay, is it easy for you to be concentrated in the noise environment?
Yeah,
Is it
definitely.
easy?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. When you get a quite nice environment, you can concentrate more rather than on a disturbing place or noisy places, because noise sometimes distract you to concentrate on your study or on your work. So when you stay in a quiet, calm, and cozy environment, definitely it will help to work more actively.
Okay. How important is a daily routine to you?
Yeah, its daily routine definitely has some good impact on our daily work, but unfortunately, I cannot manage daily routine. I'm doing a job, and rest of the time, sometimes some unavoidable task has to come. So I have to perform those. So it is quite difficult for me to maintain the daily routine.
Okay. When did you start to learn science?
You can say from my childhood, basically, I came to know about science when I student of class 6. We had a subject called chemistry and physics, and the teacher was very efficient and talented. So he teach me all about science. So from that time, I started to learn science, and I was fascinated by those uh, technology and tools. So still, I'm working on science.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. This is the end of part 1.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so who would be next? It's gonna be another Imon and Nitish. You guys are ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can start.
Hello,
Oh,
Nitish.
okay.
Sure, ma'am. You can.
All right, continue.
Nitish, are you there? Hello.
Nitish, you have to unmute. Okay, let me change your partner. It would be Pal. Pal Limbo, can you be Imon's partner, please? You
There
have,
is no call. Actually, I need Sudesh present here.
oh, okay, they disappeared. All right. Okay, Sudesh, are you ready? Nitish is here, but I don't know why he's not responding.
Ma'am, I think he's just observing today and he'll participate from tomorrow.
Okay, no problem. Okay, that's a good idea. If you are not, if you don't feel comfortable yet, you just wanna, familiarize yourself about the group. All right, Sadish, are you ready? Do you wanna speak? Sadish is unmuted, but we can't hear him. I don't know what's the problem. All right, let's go, Imon. So I'll ask you questions. Would that be okay?
Sure, ma'am. You
Okay,
can ask me from part one.
from part one. Okay.
Yes, because I'm finding part 2 and 3 difficult for me.
Yeah, no problem. I'll give you your part one. So first of all, I'm gonna ask you, okay, let's pretend that you are in the exam room with your examiner. Okay?
All right.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
all right, my name is Rita Miles. I'm your IELTS speaking examiner today. Can you please tell me your full name?
Well, my name I am an Imon Ali,
Okay.
and you can call me Imon.
Excellent. Mon, I'm so happy to meet you. Now let's start. I'll start by saying, let's start our part one, and let me ask you, do you study or do you work?
Well, I'm a student, a full-time student indeed. Right now, I'm doing my graduation in Degree of Education in a public university of Bangladesh.
Good job. Okay, so can you tell me about your accommodation? Do you live in an apartment or in a house?
All right. Honestly speaking, I live in a house. Um, it's a brick building, and there are 4 bedrooms and 2 kitchens, and there are also 4 washroom, attached washroom with my house, with my bedroom.
Okay, wow, it's a big house. So what's your favorite room in this house?
All right. Honestly speaking, my favorite room is my own room because I decorated it with my own taste, and the color, the design, and the decoration is all is chosen by me. For that reason, I like my own room than any other room in my house of my
Okay,
house.
fantastic. Let's go to other topics about pets. Pets, animals. Okay, do you have a pet?
Oh, to be honest, actually, I have no pet, but I'm intending to buy a pet because I have a dream uh, uh, to buy a pet and
Okay, so in general, in your country, what is the most popular pet?
in general, actually, the people of Bangladesh is not are not used to buy pet or mm,
Okay. Can you take a pet in a restaurant in your country?
no, actually, there is no trend to take pet in a restaurant because people don't actually not actually too much people don't have pet in our country. For that reason, people don't take them in the pet, because it's unusual in our country.
All right. So, do you think children should have pets?
Precisely speaking, I don't think so. This is presumably because the pet may harm the children, and children are not used to interact with them. For that reason, I think it's not safe for the children to have pet.
Okay. So, next topic would be about reading, okay? Do you often read?
Well, honestly speaking, I don't often read. Rather than I used to listen podcast or watch the videos online. I'm not habitual with reading too many books. Um,
Okay. What is your favorite kind of book to read?
Well, as I mentioned before, that I don't read too much book, but I read a number of books which is about related to the history, like history book. All right.
Okay. So last question. Do you think it is important to encourage children to read?
To read book.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, reading is a good habit. So I think it's I reckon it's essential to encourage children to read more books, to create to create a habit for reading books. Because by reading books we can know huge amount of things. We can expand our knowledge. We can expand our experience through reading books. For that reason, I think we should encourage children to read more and more books.
Okay, good job. So that's the end of your part one. Now, just one comment about when you said 4-room was about your
4-room.
house. So you said about 4-room. Did you?
Actually, I should say 4-room, right?
Again, can you say it again, please?
What did you tell me? Do you understand?
Yeah, I think.
Ma'am, maybe he told 4 bedrooms, as far as I recall.
Okay. All right. But I noticed that instead of putting S in the end, you didn't put S to make it plural. Yeah. It might be just a slip, but yeah, it's something that we have to be mindful of, that our plural is plural. If it's more than one, there should be S in the end, or whatever the plural form of the verb. There are irregular verbs that you don't put S, but you say something else. For example, foot, it's 1 foot, but for more than 1 foot, you say feet, right? Just something about the plural form. Okay, this is gonna end soon after 10 minutes, but we still have 10 minutes to burn. So let's take Ryan. Who else? Okay, I think all of you have participated, right? Except Sudesh, who still wants to just wanna observe. So Ryan, do you want to speak? What do you want to do? And
Yeah,
then,
sure, definitely. Why not?
and then next would be Imon.
Hello.
Okay. I'll give you some questions from part 1. Would that be okay?
Could you ask me from part 3?
Part 3. Sure.
Yeah.
Can you even ask me, ma'am?
Okay. Who was that? Was that Nitish?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll take Imon first after Ryan. I just go by like who came first. It's a it's a first come first serve. All right, let's see for you, Ryan. Your okay. Your part 3 questions. So this is related to work or study, like your plan in your life. What do you plan in your life? Okay, so your part 3 questions: should parents make plans for their children?
In our whole lives, we have been seeing that parents dreamed a lot of things regarding our career and whatever the prospects. So I think that parents shouldn't uh, plan for our future, but they should plan for our formative ages. That's like where should we study and which school we should study, these sort of things. Unlike uh, others, we should avoid planning for our children.
All right, next. When should children start to make plans for themselves?
I reckon that when the children completed his grade 5, then he usually thinks beyond his level and how to work with others, or how to build a good teamwork. So these are the things. But when a person enters in his adult life, he thinks the most of his life, and regarding the career, he is more concerned than anything.
Okay. So third question, what things should be planned on a daily basis?
On a daily basis, you should plan several things. Actually, it depends on the situation. If you are a student, then you should plan when to wake up and what to bring foods with you, like tiffins, and what should you do after finish your classes. On the other hand, if you are a service holder, then definitely you should plan what should you do at first when you arrive at your office, and after completing office with whom you should spend times, or what should you do, and these are the things depends.
All right. Excellent job. And your last question is, are sorry. Are plans always necessary? Can people succeed without plans?
Actually, I don't agree with this view, and plans cannot achieve anyone's success. And rather than believing in plan, I believe in the SMART option, SMART, which stands for specific, desirable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So if you follow this pattern, then definitely you can achieve everything. So from my point of view, act like a smart person is more crucial than planning something.
Good job, Ryan. Okay, so I just want to say about career, okay?
Sure.
But this is for everybody, because I know that this is a common word that you say whenever you have your part. Okay, so career, this is what I always heard from you guys. That's career. But the thing is, you pronounce it this way.
Career.
So career is like when you have a carrier of your dog or your cat, or a person who is always carrying something. He's carrier of, or a carrier of virus, but you pronounce the career should be career. So like profession, like a carrier. So what you can do, just Google it and then listen to it again and again and then copy how it is said. Okay, so
Sure.
next is Imon. Imon, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what do you want? Part one? Do you want me to ask you part one or part?
As you wish. No.
Okay, I'll give you part one. Let's pretend that we are in your exam room. Okay, I'm your examiner. Okay, my name is Rita Miles and I'm your examiner. So can you tell me your name, please?
Yeah, I'm Shariul Islam. You can call me Shariul.
Hi, Shariul. Welcome. And can you hand me your identification, please?
Yeah, here is my identification.
Okay, let me check. All good. All right, that's you. Now let's start with part one. Your part one, I'll start by asking you, do you study or do you work?
I'm now working in a software company, and basically I have started my job back in 2011, and I'm doing my job as a senior software engineer in a reputed software firm.
Okay, excellent. Now I'll skip that. I'll go to part three because I heard you already this one. I'm sorry. So it's
Yeah,
like,
right.
all right. So part three questions. It's about an article you have read that's about health. Okay.
Okay.
Now your part three questions. Do you think people are healthier now than in the past?
Yeah, I believe so, because nowadays people have a lot of option to study different article from internet, and they get to know how to keep fit themselves, and they also know how to diet, and they are taking a balanced diet regularly. This is why they are healthier than their previous generation.
Good job. How can you tell whether a website is reliable or not about health?
It depends on the review. I mean, sometimes there are some site who is reviewed by people, and they give some marking system. So by this way, we'll know about is it reliable or not.
Okay, last question, Imon. What activities can school organize for children to keep fit?
Well, I think school organizing committee can arrange some physical activities regularly for their student, as well can arrange some sports regularly, so a student can participate on different kind of games, so they can keep themselves fit.
Okay, good job. Good answer. Now let's skip to Nitish. Nitish, we have only like less than 1 minute. We will be cut off. Your
Yeah, right.
question is what can, oh, sorry about that. Oh no. Okay. So that's it. Bye YouTube.